Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring Srimad Bhagavad Gita, commentaries by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda, and we are currently on chapter number 11, also known as Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, the vision of the cosmic form of the Lord. And today we are starting from shloka number 49. Mate vyatha cha vishmudabhavo drishtva rupam ghorami drishyamedam व्यपेतभिः प्रीतमनाः पुनत्स्वं तदेव मे रूपमिदं प्रपश्य. Be not afraid or bewildered seeing this terrible form of mine. Devoid of fear and with a cheerful heart, now behold again my previous form. So, as we know, Arjuna had requested the Lord to come back to his gentle four-handed form with the discus, um, shankh, the conch, lotus flower, and the mace, which is the gentle form of Lord Vishnu, instead of the bewildering, scary form that he got scared when he saw Lord in that infinite capacity. So God is saying, don't be afraid. I am going to come back to my gentle form now. Shloka 50. Sanjay Uvacha इत्यर्जुनं वासुदेवस्तथोक्त्वा स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः आश्वासयामास च भीतमेनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा. Sanjay said, having addressed Arjuna thus, Vasudeva showed him his previous form. Having assumed his gentle form, that great soul, Lord Krishna, in the form of Vishnu, consoled the terrifying Arjuna. Now Arjuna Uvacha, Arjun says, Arjun Uvacha Drishtvedam Manusham Rupam Tav Somyam Janardana Idanamismi Samvrittaha Sachetaha Prakritim Gataha. Arjuna said, O Janardana Krishna, having beheld your human form, I am now free of fear. My mind is composed and I have resumed my normal awareness. So Arjuna is comforted, as we all are. That is why so many of us pray to the human form of God, Goddess Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, Krishna, Rama, because this is what is easily digestible with us. If we are suddenly given God's infinite, scary, and good form, most of us will not be able to digest it. But those who have reached that platform can. Enlightened souls do when the river merges into the ocean, but then they are not able to express anything anymore. They are part of that divine energy only. But here, Arjuna is a Jiva and Lord Bhagavan, not Krishna. Krishna is the human form of the God, but the cosmic form of God is outside of Krishna, outside of Rama. He is the infinite. So, from that perspective, we can take any physical form we like to relate back to God. And God encourages us to do that. That is why He has opened up so many paths. We can attain God through karma yoga, through action, bhakti, devotion, through meditation, that is Raja Yoga, and through deep immersion in satsang and scriptures. So here Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, God says, सुदुर्दर्शमिदं रूपं दृष्टवानसि यन्मम देवा अप्यस्य रूपस्य नित्यं दर्शनकाङ्क्षिणः. The blessed Lord said, this form of mine that you witnessed is very difficult to behold. Even the gods are ever desirous of seeing this form, which means that to comprehend God, to bring God into our sphere of understanding and vision, it takes a lot of tapasya, penance, effort, dedication, uniting with God, being one with God, seeing Him in everything. Then, through His grace and our attempts of self effort, we are able to see his form, which is very, very rare indeed, as God Himself reminds us. Naham Vaiderna tapasana danena na chejyaya shakya evam vidho drishtum drishtvanasi mam yatha. Neither by the study of the Vedas, nor by austerity, nor by acts of charity, or by performance of sacrifices can I be seen in this form as you have seen me. Which means that even though all these things are very auspicious, holy, desirable, like reading the Vedas or memorizing the shlokas or doing tapasya, standing on one foot, one leg, one hand, and so on, nor by doing acts of intense charity, building temples and doing lots of good deeds for humanity, or by doing tapasya, sacrifices, fasting, etc. He says all those on their own are not enough to attain me. Many people are trying, but he says, I am beyond all these, even though they are good, but they are still limited. So we have to transcend the limitation to attain the grace of God, and that comes through Guru Kripa. Guru Kripa is the grace of the Guru, and Ishwar Kripa, grace of the God, Shastra Kripa, grace of the scriptures, and Atma Kripa, grace of your own self. Even a, excuse me, even a slight trace of ego will take us far away from God. Even though we may be doing all these things, I did it. That subtle look how humble I am. Just thinking and saying that itself is like a calm lake and somebody throws a pebble in it. Therefore, for God to show His form, we have to understand how deep that samadhi, that tapasya, that penance. Have no expectations, just do it with love. That is what God is trying to guide us through His sermons here. Next shloka. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahamevan vidho arjuna gyatum drishtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. O Arjuna, O scorcher of foes, it is by single minded devotion alone that I can in this form be known, seen in reality, and entered into. Single minded devotion meaning merging into God, becoming one with God. Bhakti, devotion alone is not enough. It has to be escalated into para bhakti. Para bhakti means intense devotion, where the devotion is so much that you merge into God, just like the gopis did with Krishna. They were so intoxicated by everything he did, his move, his thoughts, his actions, that they didn't feel any different from him. Once that happens, then we can be seen and we enter into God. Till that time, we should continue to purify, practice, and so on. finally, the last shloka of this chapter, मत कर्म कृन्मत परमो मद्भक्तः संगवर्जितः निर्वैरः सर्वभूतेषु यः स मामेति पांडव. O son of Pandu, O Arjuna, he who performs actions for me, who considers me as the supreme goal, who is devoted to me, who is devoid of attachments, and who is without animosity towards any living being, he alone attains me. So, how beautifully, with so much compassion, God is explaining here that we have to do all our actions for God, for He resides within us also. And if we consider God as the only thing worth accomplishing, everything else is temporary and transient. So people who are having one pointed devotion to God, like Shabri did, like Meera, like the gopis, and so many saints and sages who reach that high state. And then we have to be devoid of attachments, meaning not be bonded due to the illusions of Maya. Look at everything with a sense of transience, just like you do your dreams. You are fully immersed in the dreams, but when you wake up, you are no longer attached to your dreams. Much in the same way, you deal with all your practical realities. Some will produce favorable outcomes, some will produce unfavorable outcomes. Some things will give you pleasure, some things will give you pain. Joy and sorrow will alternate. But if you are devoid of attachments, then you look at it all as transient, changing. And who is without animosity towards any living being? That's very important. Not to have anger, jealousy, lust, all those things have to be given up. And forgiveness, unless we forgive others, meaning we hate somebody, then we are far away from our goal. So no matter how bad the other person is, we have to be like the fruit bearing tree, give fruits, become like the sandalwood tree, give fragrance even to the very axe that tries to cut it. That should be the goal for serious aspirants if they want to unite with God. So I hope you enjoyed this beautiful, deeply immersive chapter. Of course, every chapter is a yoga in itself, and they are profound and deep and very satisfying to all of us. So let us fold our hands in gratitude to Lord Krishna and finish this chapter. Om Tat Sadati Srimad Gita Su Upnishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Vishwarupa Darshana Yogo Namo एकादशो अध्यायः संपूर्णं. बोलिए भगवान श्री कृष्ण की जय. Glory to Lord Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Thus in the Upanishad of the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Supreme Brahman, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends the 11th chapter, entitled The Yoga of the Cosmic Vision. Jai Shri Krishna. So, with this, we conclude chapter number 11, and in tomorrow's satsang, we will be starting chapter number 12, and it is known as Bhakti Yoga, yoga of devotion. God just told us that He loves sincere devotees. So, let us see what God has to guide us on that profound topic in tomorrow's satsang. Hari Om Tat Sat.